What's up guys, Phoenix here. This video is going to be another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile video, and this time it is going to be on the Fire King Island variant of Kozmos, which I played in a couple of DEVpro duel videos that went live yesterday. And upon those videos going live, I had a ton of people that wanted to see the deck list, and honestly I didn't want to put the deck list out immediately because, I don't think it's as good as it could potentially be. I definitely feel like there are some changes that need to be made to the deck, but as it stands, this is a good starting point. It's a nice rough draft. I typically do just make a lot of good rough drafts for decks unless I actually show a deeper interest in them, and this is definitely one of those decks. I'm constantly tweaking it as time goes on. The more I play with it, the more I enjoy playing it, and the more changes I end up making to the build. But like I said, if it's something that you want to learn and try to use and change around accordingly, then definitely you could use this list, but I don't think this is as good as the deck can potentially be. I had a different upload that I wanted to put up today, but I ended up oversleeping, so didn't have enough time to film it, edit it, and get it ready to go live, so this will, I guess, be good enough since, people wanted the deck list. So I guess I'll just go ahead and put it out. Kind of forced myself to put out this deck list at a time when I really actually didn't want to. But anyway, deck list is as follows: triple Kozmo Dart Destroyer, 1 Kozmo Forerunner, triple Kozmo Slip Rider, triple Delta Shuttle, 1 Wicked Witch, 1 Farm Girl, triple Sword Trooper, triple Tin Can, double Strawman, and 2 Fire King Avatar Garunix, baby Garunix, to be targets for Fire King Island. For the spells, 2 Fire King Island, 2 Kozmo Town, triple Terraforming, 1 Reasoning, 2 E-Tele, 2 Allure of Darkness and an Upstart for just generic draw power, 2 Twin Twister to just kind of help Slip Rider not have to deal with multiple back rows by itself. Jesus Christ, but just having some nice generic, back row removal is fine, and you will end up not typically doing much with the Fire Kings you search off island, so Twin Twister can help you there. It's also an accelerant with your own Kozmo Town, all this nonsense, and the only 3 traps in the deck are Call of the Haunteds to do the same old plays of getting Dart Destroyer back if you don't hit it off Tin Can, bunch of different things like that, as well as the fact that in this particular build, you actually start losing a lot of your resources into the graveyard. Not with pilots, though, since Sword Trooper starts getting all the pilots back, but your actual big ships, when they start going to graveyard, they actually start becoming a harder to access resource, and unless we get a new Kozmo big ship in the next set that allows you to do stuff like banish them, because Dark Eclipser is really not that great in terms of that purpose, unless we get a big ship that banishes Kozmos from grave to utilize abilities. As of right now, the graveyard is just kind of a dead pool where you just lose these cards because all the pilots are easily accessible by Sword Trooper from grave, but these really are not. But anyway, extra deck: 2 copies of F-Zero for the Mirror, 1 copy of Fortune Tune, 1 copy of Giga Brilliant, 1 Levier, 2 copies of Break Sword, 1 of the new Digital Bug Rank 5 Corbage. This is used with Giga Brilliant. You make Giga Brilliant off of a Sword Trooper play, detach 2 materials from it, and rank it up into Corbage. And then Corbage's ability is that you can attach any Seeds Material from this card to target a defense position monster your opponent controls, and then you shuffle into the deck. And that is something that you use to, you just use it as a way to get over, defense position Beatrices against, PK Fire or BA. You can get rid of Dante's and stuff like that. Just stuff you're not really going to be able to deal with any other way other than just making this, because it's easier to do so because it's off of a rank 3 instead of having to make actual rank 5s. But for actual rank 5s, 1 Shark Fortress, 1 Pleiades, 1 Volcasaurus, 1 Cyber Dragon Nova, 1 Cyber Dragon Infinity, 1 Gaia Dragon to go with the Volcasaurus, and then 1 rank 8 in the form of Hope Harbinger Dragon, Titanic Galaxy, yada yada yada. These cards that are in the side deck are cards that I'm considering, like the 3rd Fire King Island. I'm considering Big Garunix. I had Yugioh in the build at one point. I swapped it for the other Baby Garunix because off of the plays where you get these things moving with Fire King Island, you can possibly normal summon Garunix and combine it with Sword Trooper to make more rank 3s, stuff like that. Considering a 2nd Farm Girl, considering Dark Eclipser, all that stuff, yada yada yada. But anyway, something that I've been considering tweaking around in the main deck is I really want to include Dogfighter. I'm honestly considering cutting Wicked Witch because it almost never actually comes up in a situation where it actually is meaningful. But I could see why it needs to be played, in terms for the Mirror, or if I could trim a spell out of the deck, maybe cut the Twin Twisters, because honestly, the deck seems to be reliant on its own engine more, but these are just kind of catch-all cards. I just don't know if they're actually going to be relevant in terms of that. But Wicked Witch, I'm considering possibly cutting, maybe cut one of the Slip Riders and just fit in Dogfighter and maybe a 2nd Forerunner, because the life point gain as the game has become longer definitely becomes more and more relevant because you do pay yourself down very low with this deck because of the way the Sword Trooper operates. So there is that. But then as well, like having another card in terms of a large ship that actually does something in terms of board commitment. The second Forerunner is probably just better in terms of being able, just giving you more cards so that you can pop off Fire King Island and then summon Delta Shuttle out of your deck to send Sword Trooper to grave, and then you can trigger the Fire King Island to kill itself by like playing Kozmo Town over it, and then you get Sword Trooper, and then you have a double Sword Trooper play and stuff like that. It's definitely not the best, but it's definitely something that it does come up in terms of play lines. So I've considered upping either Forerunner to 2 or putting in a Dogfighter for that specific purpose, but I just haven't figured out the card I want to cut yet, basically. But yeah, Delta Shuttle, very strong, even though its ability is basically like not relevant in terms of the level and attack minusing. Like that's not really what's relevant about this card. The most relevant part about this card is the fact that it's another level 5 that combos with Slip Rider into rank 5 plays, as well as the fact that it's a cost to send for Kozmo from the deck to the grave, so when you get it back off Strawman, you can still send a Sword Trooper to your grave, and then if you are able to trigger Fire King Island to kill them, like whether it's banish Strawman and summon Slip Rider and pop Fire King Island, which is honestly ideal, or if it's play Kozmo Town over Fire King Island and it triggers, and then this triggers again getting Sword Trooper, it allows you to get all your resources back. But I'm sure you know about that already if you've even shown any interest in this deck. But anyway, yeah, that's just the deck list I'm currently working with. Do I think it's the best? No, not at all. I think it definitely has some room for improvement, and I'm definitely playing with it off and on just to kind of try and find that, because honestly, this is the deck that I'm actually having the most fun playing right now, simply because of how the deck has progressed. Like, the deck used to be like so like simple and like just mindless oriented of like, oh, I'm gonna summon this farm girl and I'm gonna attack, and then it just like went into a control oriented build when Tin Can was released, and then Sword Trooper was implemented to give the deck more of a combo oriented theme, and now this card is being implemented to take that combo oriented theme further. I've really liked the progression of this deck, and it's finally at a point where like I can say I can enjoy playing it simply because I love combo decks, and this finally fits that bill. But anyway, that's all for this video. Let me know what you guys think about this deck profile and this deck list in the comments down below. If you have any specific changes that you'd consider making, definitely leave them in a comment down below, and I'll definitely like to consider them if they're not terrible ideas. But other than that, as usual, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe to all the nonsense you usually do. Links are in the description to my Facebook pages. If you want to check those out, definitely do so. That's why they're there. If you want to support me, clicking ads on my videos and disabling ad block when you view them is more than enough to help, and I cannot express how much it would help, nor how much it would be appreciated by myself. But anyway, that's it for this video, and as always, guys, take care.